The quote, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master," is a powerful reminder of the importance of serving others in order to become an effective leader. In essence, it suggests that the ability to lead well depends on one's ability to serve others with excellence. At first glance, this quote may seem counterintuitive. After all, we tend to associate leadership with authority, power, and control, not with servitude. However, if we examine the most successful leaders throughout history, we find that they were often servant leaders who prioritized the needs of their followers over their own. One example of a servant leader is Mahatma Gandhi, who led the Indian independence movement through non-violent civil disobedience. Gandhi saw himself as a servant of the Indian people and lived a life of simplicity, humility, and selflessness. He inspired millions of people to join his cause by leading by example and embodying the values he preached. Another example is Martin Luther King Jr., who led the civil rights movement in the United States. King believed in the power of love, compassion, and non-violence to bring about social change. He saw himself as a servant of God and humanity and worked tirelessly to advance the cause of justice and equality for all. Both Gandhi and King were masters of servant leadership, and their legacies continue to inspire and influence people around the world. They understood that true leadership is not about asserting one's own will or agenda, but about empowering and serving others to achieve a common goal. So, what does it mean to be a good servant? At its core, servant leadership is about putting the needs of others first and leading by example. It involves listening to others, being empathetic and compassionate, and working collaboratively to achieve a shared vision. To be a good servant leader, one must cultivate a mindset of humility and selflessness. This means being willing to set aside one's own ego and agenda and to focus on the needs of others. It means being open to feedback, willing to learn from others, and committed to continuous improvement. Servant leadership also requires a high degree of emotional intelligence, or the ability to understand and manage one's own emotions and the emotions of others. This involves being able to communicate effectively, build strong relationships, and inspire trust and respect in others. Ultimately, the quote, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master," reminds us that leadership is not about power or authority, but about service and sacrifice. It challenges us to be humble, compassionate, and committed to the greater good. By serving others with excellence, we can become true masters of leadership and make a positive difference in the world.